Western Athletic Conference basketball here on ESPN+. Southern Utah makes their lone trip to Abilene. They'll take on an Abilene Christian team, winners of each of their last three. The Thunderbirds and the Wildcats from Moody Coliseum. WAC basketball on a Saturday afternoon. Welcome inside Moody Coliseum. Andy Penny alongside Kason Higgins. For the Wildcats, they're hot as a rocket right now. Winners of each of their last three. Southern Utah on the flip side of that, trying to turn things around as they've dropped each of their last two.
Absolutely. Southern Utah lost a close one to Cal Baptist last Saturday in overtime, and they got blown out by Tarleton. They really need a flip around today.
We'll take a look at our impact players. They'll put some pressure on Sierra Chambers, who's had a fantastic year in her sophomore campaign for Chambers.
Absolutely, averaging 18 points a game in her last two, 17 in the WAC in total, can score at two levels, really good at passing, efficient from the free throw line, a lot to like, and a steal and a half.
For the Wildcats, Natalia Chavez has stepped into the starting role for Meredith Mays. Done nothing but greatness the last two games.
Absolutely. 18 points a game in her last two as well for her. 65% from the field, 57% from three. This is a team that struggled to shoot the three ball. If she can stay as hot as she is, it'll spread. It's very contagious when you shoot hot.
We'll take a look at the updated WAC standings. The Wildcats, again, winners of three in a row. Half a game behind California Baptist, who has the day off. Southern Utah is a game behind. Speaking of the Wildcats, they have been hot here on the home floor. With more on that, she's the third member of our team. It's Taylor Harrison. Hey, Taylor.
Hey, guys. It's a big day here for the Wildcats in Moody Coliseum because they are going on their 14 wins here at home consecutively, including just 9 this season. Their last loss at home was January 30th of last year. So if they win today, it will have been almost an entire calendar year since their last loss at home. So we'll see how that plays out this afternoon. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Taylor. The same can be said in our series history. ACU is 3-0 versus the Thunderbirds here on the home floor. This the 6th meeting. The home team has won each of the first 5, 3 of those here in Abilene. There's a look at Natalia Chavez, the senior, who is in that starting lineup again. Wildcats in the home whites, Southern Utah, the Thunderbirds in the road reds, and Southern Utah will get our first offensive possession. The WAC leader in points per game. Here's a look at their starting 5. Doman, Chambers, Feely, Kiernan, and Ava Urich. Urich a double-double averaging on the season. Peyton Hull goes straight to work. She's strong on the reverse layup.
With Mays out, she's going to need to be as aggressive as possible. As many shots as she wants to take, she's going to take them.
And these are the top 2 scoring offenses in the league. There's a look at Ava Urich, the junior. 14 points a game. That's up over 15 in WAC play. Look at the Wildcats starting lineup. Again, now the 3rd game in a row that Chavez has been in that starting lineup with Woodson, Davis, Hull, and Troxel. Of course, Chavez and Woodson both tying career highs on Thursday. The win on the road at California Baptist. Southern Utah, this Texas 2-step trip, a loss at Tarleton on Thursday, but a good start here. Back-to-back trips with points as Feely gets the nice pass across the paint.
Yeah, just way too open down there in the paint. Got to smother them more when they get into that restricted area.
And Woodson, 23 on Thursday, the 70-58 win. She'll lose the dribble here. Doman the steal, the team leader in that category at 2.5.
Sloppy.
Back out Urich, her first look at a 3, and it's long. Hull has the rebound. Southern Utah slow out of the chutes on Thursday versus Tarleton, a game that ended up being a 26-point spread at 81-55, but it all started at the beginning, just could not get going offensively. Troxel for the Wildcats has the first 2.
These are 2 teams that outscore their opponents in the first quarter by a pretty sizable margin. It'll be interesting to see today who comes on top.
Troxel, that first bucket, has really moved to the starting 5 with Meredith Mays out of the lineup. Extra pass, Doman, a look in the corner. Well strong, it's an air ball. Wildcats in transition, this one pushed, deflected out of bounds. There's a look at Tracy Mason, her 8th season as the head coach of the Thunderbirds. Of course, took the Thunderbirds to the WAC championship, the NCAA tournament, in Southern Utah's first year in the WAC, this year number 4. Trying to get back to the success they had that year. That was a 20-win season at 23-10. They've been less than 10 each of the last 2 years. Chavez keeps her pivot foot and is able to finish.
Of course, she's excellent from behind that three-point line, but I think she's best when she's getting into the paint, shooting those high-quality shots.
Deflection and almost a steal. Urich runs it down. And another deflection. He inbounded on the baseline. And there's a look at the head lady for the Wildcats, Julie Goodenough. Her 14th season with ACU, of course, recorded her 550th career win last week, the win versus Tarleton. 263 of her 550 wins have been here with the purple and white. That's good enough for second in ACU history. Urich on the baseline, extra pass. Chambers a 3, right side.
Fantastic ball movement, great defense from ACU, good active hands, but a good pass will always beat that.
Chambers not a huge threat behind the three-point line at 28%. Hits her first today. Southern Utah, is the scouting report says, 100% half-court man-to-man defense. Hull with a step, a lot of contact, and there's a late whistle.
You gotta like that man-to-man if you're ACU. You feel like your offensive threats are better than their defense. We'll see how it plays out today.
And the leading scorer in the WAC, Peyton Hull, to the line. The junior from Peaster. Peyton plays in her 71st game in a Wildcat uniform here in the junior campaign. Had a string of 36 consecutive double-figure games come to an end last week. Bounce back with 15 in the win at CBU. And a 1-for-2 trip. It's a full court pressure from the Wildcats. And a double dribble here on Chambers. The full court pressure creates the turnover.
Southern Utah's got to go help their guard out. She's getting double teamed by the baseline, or the sideline, excuse me. They need to come up and help her and find and get open.
It's a Southern Utah team first in the WAC in turnovers per game. They only turn it over 14.5 times. That leads the conference. Troxel goes to work again. It's a good start for the junior. One-on-one with Feely and beat her to the block.
Neither of these two teams are super big on the inside. A nice pass there.
Feely behind the defense. Thunderbirds break the pressure and get the easy bunny. Live and die by the full court pressure sometimes. Southern Utah able to win. Troxel, hot start. She's got 7.
Nice shot there, hand in her face, didn't matter, knocked down the 3.
The Wildcats, each of their last 4 field goals. Chambers tries to answer, well strong on the baseline. A touch for Feely. Had the mismatch with Davis. Missed the shot, Urich the foul.
Unnecessary there by Urich, just getting in her personal space after losing that rebound.
And that's her first. Of course, with the Thunderbirds in Stephenville on Thursday, they actually beat ACU back to Abilene. The Wildcats were in Riverside Thursday, even with the morning game. Wildcats were not able to get out of California until yesterday morning, got back to Abilene about 3:30 yesterday afternoon. By the time the Wildcats were back, the Thunderbirds had already had their Friday practice here at Moody Coliseum. So travel in the WAC is something special. Here's one deflected and stolen into the hands of Chambers. And transition defense through the hands of Doman, and the two teams will trade turnovers. Timeout on the floor. The Wildcats shooting it well, courtesy of Emma Troxel. She's got 7. ACU's got a 1-point lead halfway through the first here in Abilene.
So pick your racer, black, gray, or purple.
ACU an early 1-point lead here on a beautiful day in Abilene, Texas. Andy Penny alongside Kaysen Higgins. Kaysen, let's take a look at our Texas Ford dealers' keys to the game.
Yeah, for ACU, defensive pressure like we've seen early, that full court press. Like you said, you live and die by it. They need to be better at it and make sure they can't get that open layup at the end. And the relentless team rebounding. Southern Utah is +10 on the boards. If they can limit that, even if they get beat a little bit on the boards, limit that not from +10. And then for Southern Utah, they need to be effective with the bounce. They just need to make smart passes. They need to use their athleticism to their advantage against this tough defense, and then utilize their size and length on D. Make it hard without Meredith Mays to score for the Wildcats.
Our Texas Ford dealers keys to the game today. Woodson strong on the glass. Our first look at Emma Doherty, the freshman. The rebound taps off her fingers, and Southern Utah a chance to run. He's down on the inside. Feely with size on Troxel, and Feely's off to a nice start. She's got 6 of the first 11 for the Thunderbirds. Hull has it poked out. Yeah, that +10 rebounding number for Southern Utah is something impressive. Tops in the conference. As a matter of fact, Thunderbirds are tops in the conference in so many categories. Points per game at 76. Rebounds a game at +10. They lead with the most assists and the fewest turnovers. We'll get a defensive rebound here. Urick wants to run. Size advantage on Davis, but pumps it out. Kiernan a 3. And the southpaw misses. It's out of bounds. A foul here. If that's on Urick, that's her second. Put an asterisk at the 3:52 mark in the first quarter. That's big.
Yeah, she's a huge player for them. Averages 10 rebounds a game, so that'll be nice and a nice advantage for the Wildcats to get her out.
Urick, a double-double player at 13.9 and 10.1, but 2 fouls here in the first. Denver Anderson, the sophomore, her first time on the floor. Troxel immediately goes to work. Some contact, no whistle, and the Thunderbirds will get possession. Of course, a number to keep an eye on when you watch the Wildcats is 60. When ACU holds their opponent to 60 points or less, the Wildcats are 13-0. They're 0-5 when it's 60 or more. So that's really the number for this Wildcat defense. As a shot up and good for Doman.
Just too easy when they're getting down to that restricted area for the Thunderbirds. ACU's got to be a little more aggressive.
Davis, backdoor cut, Woodson, a nice catch, and free throws for the junior.
Great pass there from Brianna Davis. She averages quite a few assists a game for this team. She is the motor of the offense when it's going.
Get another look here. Davis was so impressive on Thursday versus California Baptist, just playing the point guard role, getting everyone else involved. 7 assists, just 2 turnovers versus CBU on Thursday. It helped Aaron Woodson to a career-high 23 in a game that Aaron just absolutely dominated on Thursday. The 23 points, had 5 rebounds to go with it. 2 for 2 at the line. And Aaron's now hit 15 consecutive free throws over the last 3 games. Davis, a deflection through the hands of Chavez. Anderson right side, not a huge scoring threat. Doman to Chambers with a step. Whistle and a block call. Hull thought she had the charge, but a block on Hull, and free throws here for Southern Utah.
Yeah, I thought there might have been a foul even before that. As Woodson, you'll see it here, she reaches around. That probably could have been a foul, but free throws anyways.
Entering for the Wildcats, number 21, Riley Grumman.
So the foul on Hull, and she'll get her first. Troxel a breather as Riley Groman, the freshman, has come in. Another storyline today is really for both of these teams. They are very heavy as far as point production from the starters. Can the bench chip in and help? ACU with just 2 bench points on Thursday. They haven't scored here now in 3 minutes, at least from the field. Hull will try to change that. The up and under with the left hand. Battles through contact. Doman will clear.
Such a great scorer, but that shot right there just wasn't open. Need to kick it out, reset. Still a lot of time on the shot clock.
Anderson with the left hand. The shot clock, maybe for the first time today, has gone under 10. The entry pass to Feely, partially blocked, but a foul as well, and more free throws here for Southern Utah.
Southern Utah is doing a great job just passing around the swarming ACU defense. They're making it look easy to get around it.
It's the foul on Doherty that was coming over in help defense. There's a look at Brooklyn Feely, the 6-foot junior out of Orem, Utah. Just over 10 points a game, already with 6 here this afternoon. 7 double-figure games on the year. 5 of those are double-doubles. She's third in the conference in rebounding. It's a 1-for-2 trip. So look at Jasmine Stone, number 15. She's in at the point guard first time. She'll play 10 to 12 of the 40 minutes. She and Davis split those at the point guard spot. Troxel been hot here in the quarter. Blocked this time out of bounds by Feely.
Feely with some size there on Troxel. It was a good pass, but just a little bit too much size for Troxel to overcome.
9 on the shot clock. Groman a step, goes strong, draws the contact, gets the shot, chance for a 3-point play.
Really nice by Chavez, below the block with the sideline as a 6th defender with a nice pass to Riley Groman there.
Groman, the inbounds pass. Chavez gave it right back to her as she stepped in. And the freshman a chance for the 3-point play. And bench points could prove big today. There's not much depth in these lineups as far as point production. Back to full court pressure. We see Bella Hassan for the first time, number 2 up the near sideline. Spins through a trap. Good pace here our first 9 minutes. What you anticipate, 2 of the top 3 teams in the conference. Hassan with the dribble. It's Feely out of position, 3 on the shot clock. A spin on Troxel, contact. Missed the first, gets the second.
I think that's got to be something from the refs there. It's not nothing. It's either a block or a charge.
As the contact had Troxel out of position. And now a turnover on the deflection by Doman. It's last touch by Woodson.
Nice by Doman there, falling out of bounds to flip it on to Woodson there. Very impressive.
Backdoor cut, tough catch, Chambers. Hassan with 10. Lost her footing, gets it back. Chambers with 5, asks for a screen. Whistle, and a charge call. It's Jasmine Stone to take the charge.
ACU has 35, now 36 total charges taken. Great defense there from Stone, getting in front of her, drawing the charge.
Well, knew with less than 5 on the shot clock that Chambers wanted to get downhill. Stone beat her to the spot. Was able to draw the charge. Shot clock is off. Wildcats can hold for the final possession. Davis back in to run the show. Final possession here. She'll run it down to 10. Troxel now a touch. And a whistle away from the basketball. And if it's a foul on Southern Utah, it's free throws for the Wildcats, and it is. Doman caught fighting for position down on the inside.
Second, something to keep your eye on. ACU
at 73% on the season from the line. There's a look at Woodson. 14.5 points a game. That number has exceeded here in conference play, more than 16.5 in conference play. 4 for 4 first quarter for Woodson at the free throw line. 6 seconds to work with for the Thunderbirds. Anderson in desperation. Off the glass, off the rim, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end. Back and forth we go. Good first 10 minutes of play. At the end of the first, Southern Utah, they have a 1-point lead. 18-17. WAC basketball on ESPN+.
Wildcat fans, don't forget to show your Colonel pride like never before.
Southern Utah, a 1-point lead. We get ready to start the second quarter. Ava Urick, a little foul trouble for Southern Utah, but she's been good all season long. With more on her, we'll send it courtside to Taylor. Taylor?
Guys, so just like you said, one player to watch for tonight is the Southern Utah junior, Ava Urick. She's been an absolute force on the court, and she's actually been leading the WAC in rebounds per game, and she's already recording 7 double-doubles this season. She's pulled down 15 or more rebounds in each of her last 3 games. So the Thunderbirds as a team are leading the conference in rebounding, and Urick is right at the center of that effort. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good stuff, Taylor. She has been a thorn in ACU's side in her career. She has a 24-point game, a 25-point game versus ACU. She starts the second quarter on the bench with those 2 fouls. We'll see how long Tracy Mason tries to play this out without Urick on the floor. A deep 3, Hassan. Kaysen, you mentioned that ACU only shot 2 3-point attempts in that quarter. They're trying to get to the rim, as Hull will do right here.
When it's that easy, you got to take it, but just 5 for 13 in that first quarter from 2-point range, or excuse me, 5 for 11 from 2-point range. So not super efficient, but they have the lead right here.
Troxel led the way with 7 points in the quarter. Great first quarter for Brooklyn Feely, who had 9. Turnover here, we'll give it back to the Wildcats. Again, Southern Utah doesn't turn it over often, but they're also last in the conference in turnovers forced. So first on one side, last on the other. Emma Troxel having herself an offensive day.
I mean, that 3-point was right open, but the up fake and then the drive, that's exactly what Coach Goodenough wants.
Emma's one whose point production has gone down over the course of the last month. Still just shy of 10 points a game, but she's been asked to do so many other things, especially defensive assignments. But the offense is warm here. A foul here on Davis, fighting through a screen.
A little bit too handsy as she was fighting through there. Sorry, Andy.
Yeah, just trying to get over the top of him on the ball screen. The scouting report says Southern Utah will shoot that 3 if you play under a ball screen. So Davis trying to play over the top of him. Great extra pass and another finish, Feely, who is feeling it in the first 11 minutes.
Great pass there from the sophomore guard, Bella Hassan.
Chavez again with 20 the other night. It's off the rim here, last touched back to the Thunderbirds.
They're going to call a foul here on Emma Troxel.
That's Emma's first. Full court pressure created 2 turnovers in the first quarter, but a step for Chambers all the way to the glass.
Something like that just has to irk Coach Goodenough. You just get blown by and then no help defense, just a wide open layup.
Chambers been in double figures all 5 WAC games thus far. Her point production is up over 17 in conference. Chavez again scoops one up and in.
Fantastic handles at the top of the key, fakes the 3, gets past her defender. Impressive.
And now Hall of Steel will go on Anderson. Anderson lets her go. Defense to offense for the leading scorer in the WAC. She's got 6.
There's that full court pressure coming in handy for the Wildcats.
And it's just enough just to disrupt the offensive flow thus far for Southern Utah. Now Troxel a steal and a foul in the backcourt, Hassan.
Already 3 turnovers in the quarter for the Thunderbirds. ACU's pressure starting to catch up.
And re-entering for the Wildcats, Emma Doherty.
And Peyton has really turned on the defense this year. Team leader in steals. That number's gone up in conference play. Over 3 steals a game in conference play. So she generates so much attention in the half court. She's finding other ways to get the ball in her hands with shot opportunities. She's been doing it on the defensive end. Davis now works strong on Chambers. Too strong. Chance to run for the Thunderbirds. 4-on-3. And another deflection hole. It's out on the near sideline.
This ACU team is some of the most active hands I've ever seen watching basketball. They're in all the passing lanes. They know what you're going to do before you're going to do it. Didn't get the turnover there, but reset the possession.
We'll see Ashley Banks for the first time for Southern Utah, the 6'5" senior. It's a little bit different dynamic with a true 5, and now Banks loses it on the near sideline. Probably not who you want to try to catch an inbounds pass.
No, absolutely not. She's a good player, but the handles maybe aren't quite there, but good pressure from Emma Doherty. Kind of just maybe a little bit of a push towards the sideline, but legal contact forced a turnover.
It's 3 turnovers in the last minute and a half. Woodson a 3, left wing.
Keeping her hot streak going. 5 out of the last 6 for ACU.
She left the hand in the cookie jar for a while after that one. Pretty shot for the junior. Of course, the transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne, played her freshman year there, her second year now here at ACU. Of course, that freshman year at Purdue Fort Wayne had the chance to go body for body with Caitlin Clark in Iowa. Stone touches this last. ACU almost had another run out.
Right before that replay came in, look, I thought Troxel might have gotten fouled while she was on the floor, but Southern Utah has the ball.
We'll see Amy Flippin for the first time here for ACU, the 6'4" sophomore. So Julie Goodenough going to try to balance out the 6'5" Banks with the 6'4" Flippin. And now Whistle and an offensive foul. Illegal screen on Anderson.
Didn't see that one. Just looked like a clean screen. Let me look at the replay here. Definitely hard. I'm not sure about that one. Good screen, but, you know, take a turnover.
Sometimes Anderson at 6'1" and Stone at 5'6". Sometimes just the contact makes the little one fly a little bit harder.
Absolutely. Looks like a brick wall.
Urich has checked back in. Again, the 2 fouls, but an 8-minute of game time breather with those 2 fouls. Flippin, picks from behind. Great steal by Hassan. Coast to coast, the pull-up from 5.
I've been very impressed with Bella Hassan in her limited play time today. With Doman with 2 fouls early, she stepped in and done good stuff.
Stone. The crossover, a little hesitation in the layup.
A little sham god there, nice move there from Jasmine Stone.
Extra points off the bench. Wildcats their largest lead now here at 6. And that's 5 bench points. Stone will pick up a foul here.
First team foul number 3. And entering the game for ACU,
3rd in the quarter.
0, Molly Doherty.
See if Urich gets a look here. Chambers, they'll work pick and roll. Banks well out of position, right side. Entry pass, nice catch. Urich and a finish.
It's not a fair matchup there for Erin Woodson. Very good pass, and then the drop step for the bucket for Urich.
Hassan with the assist. Stone with the left hand. Strong. And now Hassan runs down the loose basketball. Quality minutes from the sophomore today. It's been a long stretch without a stoppage in play. Chambers with a mismatch. Drops it off to Banks, who shuffled the feet. They'll call a foul, though, and a bump by Flippin. Timeout on the floor. ACU, a 4-point lead. Jasmine Stone, a step through in the finish. Wildcats by 4.
Wildcat fans, don't forget Under Armour is the official outfitter of
ACU by 4, 4 minutes left before the half. Andy Penny, Kaysen Higgins with you today. Kaysen, it was maybe the most thorough performance on Thursday, the 70-58 win by California Baptist. And the top 3 scores, 2 of them career highs. Great day by that trio.
Absolutely. Erin Woodson, 7 for 15 from the floor. Perfect from the free throw line. She carried the scoring. Natalia Chavez doing what she does best, 66% from 3. And then, of course, Peyton Hole, she's going to get her shots, and she's going to get her points.
70-58 win. That was the best ACU had shot from 3 all season long at 43%. 9 of 21. Chambers a 3 here, left wing, well strong. Woodson the rebound. ACU had 5 different runs of 7 or more in that CBU game. One 7-0 run, 3 different 8-0 runs, and a 10-0 run versus CBU.
It's a tough place to play. They made it look easy.
Hull another finish. She's up to 8. Troxel with 9. Hull now with 8. ACU does not have to go back to Riverside or Orem the rest of the year. This triple round robin schedule, but the travel to California, the travel to Orem is done. 2 trips to Southern Utah in the next 6 weeks. Urich with contact on Hull. It's a charge, and that's foul number 3.
She might be done for the quarter as Anderson comes in. Just a little too aggressive, using the shoulder. Hull taking the contact in stride. That's 37 charges on the year now.
If you follow ACU on social media, on Instagram, they make a big deal, highly publicize the charge wall. As Kaysen said, that's the second one today, if I remember correct. Now 37 on the year. Woodson all the way around Banks, tries the up and under, and the 6'5" Banks with the block.
She made that look really easy to recover there. Woodson, a nice move, but the length there made it easy for her to block it.
14 on the shot clock. Can the Wildcats extend here now with Urich on the bench and 3 fouls? Hull goes to work. The spin, the shot. Strong, and Banks clears.
I don't think she expected to be that open after the turn. She almost looked surprised, put a little too much on it.
Yeah, no hand in her face or no contact at all from 4 feet out. Put it on the heel. So Chambers gets a look in this possession. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Top of the key, Kiernan. All the way around. But of the 5 on the floor, from an ACU perspective, Kiernan's probably the one you want shooting that shot. A deflection, ball's loose, and the turnovers. It ends up in the hands of Banks.
Number 6 for the Wildcats.
The team leader in points, Southern Utah, at 76 a game. Still less than 30 here in the first half. And a turnover. Chance for Woodson to run. She's by herself. She'll challenge and finish.
Great take, 2-on-1. Didn't matter. Took the contact in stride, put it up. 2 points.
That's the Erin Woodson game. Give her a little bit of space in transition. Confident at the rim to finish. And another turnover. It's a 10-second violation. And a fist pump from Julie Goodenough on the far sideline.
That is about as exhilarating as a play as a coach as it gets. A 10-second violation. Here's that layup from Erin Woodson on the fast break. But that full court pressure has really worked here in the second quarter.
Southern Utah just 7 shot attempts here in this second quarter. Hall, a finish, and a chance for a 3-point play.
That's what she excels at right there. Anything within a couple feet of the rim, As you see her get the pass in the low block, the help defense too slow getting there. She says, give me those 2 points and a free throw.
And credit to Emma Troxel, the screen away from the ball to get Peyton the cut lane.
Hall at the line, shooting the and one.
Peyton a chance to be the first Wildcat in double figures. And the lead has swelled to double figures. Feely, the hot hand in the first quarter, now a touch behind the defense. Feely's up to 13. She's been the beneficiary of her guards taking care of that full court press a few times. Hall, step back. Too strong.
Shot that with a lot of confidence. I was very surprised it didn't go in.
See Emily Skoltis on the floor for the first time, wearing number 20. A reach-in foul and free throws now for the Thunderbirds.
A little too aggressive with the hand in the cookie jar there.
Yeah, they call it on Chavez. Got that right wrist. And the foul on Chavez. That's her first.
At the line, shooting 2 for Southern Utah. Number 4, Brooklyn Feely.
And Feely to the line. The WAC Player of the Week back in November. Won that very first week of the season. Transfer here in her first year. And a 1-for-2 trip. ACU can go 2 for 1 here if they want to, try to get a possession before the shot clock runs dry. But looks like Coach Goodenough satisfied with one final quality possession. Entry pass, Hall with a mismatch. And Skoltis a reach. AC liked that matchup with Skoltis and Hall and immediately went to Peyton down on the low block.
She looks baffled she got called for the foul there, but slapped the wrist. Yep. 2 free throws for Hall here.
Team foul number 5. Peyton Hall at the line for 2 shots.
Peyton over 80% at the line. And as you can see, already double figures. First Wildcats to get there. It's been good balance scoring. Woodson also with 9 and Troxel also with 9. Chavez with 4. Shot clock is off. Contact again and another charge. It's Troxel to take it, the team leader in that category.
I think that might be her favorite part of playing basketball. Just getting run over here. She braced for it. She knew that was coming. It was a good job of breaking the press by Chambers, but just a little bit too out of control. And now ACU gets the last possession.
It's an unconventional 2 for 1. We talked about they had a chance to get a 2 for 1 with the shot clock involved, but the offensive foul and ACU will get the final look.
Just how you draw it up.
They've outscored Southern Utah by 11 already in the quarter. Woodson on the lob. She's got 2 more. She'll finish in double figures with 11. Hull's got 12. Speaking of 12, that's the spread at the halftime break. ACU 41. Southern Utah 29. Wildcats shoot at 52%. They create 13 Southern Utah turnovers and score 18 points off of those turnovers as well. 41-29 here at the break. Julie Goodenough, she is courtside with Taylor. Taylor, it's all yours.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
So that first quarter was a little bit tight there, but you all started to pull away with a lead going into the second half. What got you to that momentum and that kind of momentum that you can build?
Yeah, we just got to have more cohesiveness on defense. We gave up a lot of high percentage shots in the first quarter, but ramped up our defense in the second quarter. This is not a team that's going to go away. They're very well coached. They got in some foul trouble, but they'll have all their starters will be coming back out in the third quarter. So we've got to do a great job defensively just playing together as a team.
Yes, ma'am. And what are y'all looking forward to in the next half?
Hopefully getting more defensive stops.
All right, yes, ma'am. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Taylor. 41-29. ACU a 12-point lead. Zion Webb, Josiah Wanell. They'll be upstairs with your halftime report WAC basketball. It's here on ESPN+.
Welcome back to Moody Coliseum. It's halftime here in a 41-29 lead here in the first half for the Abilene Christian Wildcats. My name is Josiah Winnell. That's Zion Webb, and it's been a back-and-forth matchup as we've started out. What have you seen here in the first half?
Man, talk about back and forth. This is one of the best games I've seen here in Moody. Western Athletic Conference, two of the best teams in the women's division. It's been a great game, and obviously there's been some unlikely heroes as well. It's been good overall for both teams.
A tale of two quarters as we take a look at our first half stats. It's been a back-and-forth matchup, as we mentioned, but it's been an interesting one on both sides of the bench. What stands out to you here?
Yeah, man, I think Peyton Hall just coming back, being definitely a lot more efficient in that second quarter. In the first quarter, it looked like she was just putting up shots, hoping they would go in. Definitely bouncing back a little bit. And Feely, man, all over the place at the line, putting up shots in the field. She's been doing a great job there. And I'm telling you, if they keep that going, they can get back in this game. ACU doing a really good job at keeping Urick out of the game. Early foul troubles. Both sides have been playing pretty good. ACU obviously dominating in that second quarter.
As we take a look at the highlights, a 24-11 lead there in that second quarter for ACU. They went on a run, and I think it started with their defense.
Yeah, man, that defense was lights out, but for a second it didn't work for them. That full court press, what you have to do, make sure the defender does not get past you. That is 100% the most important thing. I felt really bad for Julie Goodenough. She was running around with a chicken with her head cut off, yelling at these girls, telling them, come on, you got to get back. Make sure you stay in front of these defenders. But hey, let's talk about someone that did a really good job in that way, and that's Jasmine Stone. I would keep her in the game all day long. She was down these girls' chests like they were bronchitis. I'm telling you, seriously, she was doing an electric job defending, keeping her feet moving and making sure no one got past her. She was electric in that second half, especially defensively.
A tale of two quarters as we've seen so far. 13 turnovers forced by Abilene Christian. You talked about that full court pressure. What do you want to see from ACU's defense here in the second half compared to that first half?
Yeah, I think ACU just continuing that electric energy, like I said, from Jasmine Stone. If other folks can keep that going, that will be huge for the Wildcats. But offensively, especially in that second quarter, they started to get things going when they started to at least try the three ball. At the beginning of the game, they were only putting up one or two threes. Total right now, they're at 5, and ACU is definitely a three-point team. So being able to see them put up some more threes, at least threaten the three, is going to help them offensively. And you've seen them be able to do both sides of the basketball all throughout that second quarter. For Southern Utah, man, they just got to get back to their stuff, man. They're passing the ball around, doing a good job with that. Some of their shots are going to land. They've been getting open shots, but they just got to keep on going, moving, and try to bounce back against this full court press.
41-29 our score, ACU leading over the Thunderbirds. When we come back, we'll have the second half of basketball, but we've seen a good one so far. We'll see what happens here in this second half.
And welcome you back here to Abilene, Texas. A 12-point spread as we get ready to start the second half. ACU outscores Southern Utah by 13 in that second quarter to get the 12-point spread. Andy Penny alongside Kaysen Higgins. And Kaysen, we look at the first half stats, two things that really stick out to me. Turnovers by Southern Utah that led to ACU points off of those turnovers. And Ava Urick foul trouble. Really, we didn't hear much from Ava there in the first half.
Absolutely. This is a team, like we mentioned at the top, plus 10 in rebounds, well, only plus 4 through a quarter, or 4 through a half, excuse me. And that's because Urick's in foul trouble, their leading rebounder. And then the turnovers, ACU's full court pressure, especially in that second quarter, was swarming. They were forcing turnovers, and even if they weren't, just getting hands on the balls, making the possession shorter.
Leads us into our Anthony Chiropractic and Wellness halftime adjustments here for both teams. For Southern Utah, limit the turnovers and find a way to get Urick going. I think that's their best opportunity to get back in this thing. For ACU, it's almost the same thing. Capitalize off the turnovers, which they did well. Courtesy of the charge wall, which counts as turnovers. They took 3 of those in the first half.
It's so good. Whenever they beat the full court press, Emma Troxel there, right there to take the charge and get that possession back. They got a 2-for-1, scored to end the quarter. That's a very good sequence to go into halftime in. You feel really good about it.
Your halftime adjustments brought to you by Anthony Chiropractic and wellness. Of course, today's game wraps up the first third of this triple round robin schedule. The 6 teams in action today are playing their 6th game and wrapping up that first time through the schedule. California Baptist has the open date today. They are at 5-1. An ACU win today, and they will match California Baptist with that 5-1 record the first time through. Southern Utah trying to keep up with those top 2 teams, keep pace. As a win today, they would be 4-2, and ACU would drop to 4-2. But make no mistake, our first time through, you're seeing some separation between California Baptist, Abilene Christian, and Southern Utah.
Absolutely. Southern Utah, just a couple of bad games in a row. They're a very good team, offensively especially. ACU's made them, I think, look a little worse than they actually are. And then California Baptist, ACU went into their home floor and beat them pretty handily. I know the final score was 70-58, but it was even a little bit bigger than that 12-point margin. So it's just a matter of who's going to win the matchup. These 3 teams are all pretty talented, pretty even talent-wise. It's just a matter of who comes out better that day.
Peyton Hull led ACU scores with 12. Aaron Woodson had 11. Emma Troxel with 9. Brooklyn Feely with 14 to lead all scores. She's the only Thunderbird in double figures. Chambers had 7. And Urick had 4 in that first half, but 3 fouls. Only played 8.5 minutes of game time. Feely tries to go to work to start the second quarter. Left it short. Southern Utah, 23 field goal attempts in that first half. They shot it at 50%, but only 23 attempts. Aaron Woodson right back to work on the backdoor cut. Great pass by Hull.
Great cut as well. Awesome way to start the quarter.
That full court pressure is just enough to eat some shot clock before Southern Utah can get in their half court set. Urick with a post, 15 feet out. She'll square and shoot, left it well short into the waiting hands of Woodson.
2 stops in the half-court defense for ACU. They struggled a bit in that first half in the half-court, but didn't get there that often.
Chavez will challenge Urick, who had to let her go. Missed the first, makes the second. Great scouting report out of the half. We're going to challenge Urick with 3 fouls.
She can't get another foul, 4th foul, and I mean, she's gone into at least the start of the 4th quarter, so she's got to play smart.
Chambers a floater, strong. The first 3 trips have run dry for the Thunderbirds. Lead the largest it's been all afternoon, now it's 16. Methodical set here. And the lob pass, the turnover on the far sideline.
A little bit sloppy there, but good defense from Southern Utah. Gave up buckets on the first 2 possessions, tightened up a little bit there, forced an error.
Chambers in the backcourt. Deflection and another steal for Hull. Well, just like a free safety, that closed there on that lob pass. Get a deflection and run it down on the near baseline. ACU very methodical here in the half court. Chavez, a shot partially blocked by Feely. The deflection will keep it with the Wildcats, 11 on the shot clock.
I didn't see that deflection initially, and I was very confused how she just airballed a mid-range jumper.
And Feely enough of it to knock it off course. Talia will get a breather. Here's a second look.
Reentering the game for the Wildcats.
Just enough of a touch by Feely. Emma Doherty checked in here for Chavez. Troxel with 4 on the clock. Squares it up from 8. And a touch on Urick and foul number 4.
Here comes Anderson.
It's a chippy one, but it does go on the stat sheet. And Ava trying to plead her case. That's a tough one.
Watch it back here. Trox will get it. Yeah, got the elbow right at the end. You just can't be that aggressive when you know you have 3 fouls already. You see Troxel smiling right after she knows that was number 4.
Yeah, just enough. I didn't think it was much in live action, but you see the replay, and it's just enough of that forearm to alter the shot. Emma takes advantage at the free throw line. First 6 of the quarter have gone to the home team as the lead's at 18. Close to another 10-second violation, just across.
9.5.
Southern Utah all out of sorts, and Tracy Mason wants a timeout.
By the time
suffocating defense.
By the time they would have gathered that ball, I mean, there would have been 10 seconds at most.
Media timeout here on the floor. ACU, an 18-point lead on Southern Utah in Abilene. $18-point lead for Abilene Christian 3 minutes into the second half. This 18-point spread, nothing new for the Wildcats. Maybe something different for Southern Utah as you look at the stats. These are the top 2 teams as far as scoring margin in the WAC. ACU right on pace.
16.5 points, 16.7 I should say. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, to win a game by 16 points is awesome. To do it every single night, it's just incredible, and they're right on pace to do it again.
They've scored the first 6 here the second half as this lead has swelled now to 18. Southern Utah led at the end of the first quarter. It's been all ACU ever since. And Ava Urick with 4 fouls and turnover number 15.
Coach Mason just looks absolutely befuddled over there. She comes out of a timeout, draws a play, they turn it over in 5 seconds. That has to feel very defeating.
Now the Thunderbirds have exceeded their season average of turnovers per game, 14.5. That they're 15. Hull downhill. Left it short. Good defense that time by Doman, who clears the rebound. Okay, if you're Southern Utah, how do you generate some offense here, Casey?
You need to not turn the ball, be smart with the ball, make good passes. Fouls like that definitely help. Free throws are your friend when you're down by this much and only a quarter and a half to go. Stop clock, easy points.
We'll get a foul here on Doherty, fighting for position with Feely.
That's her second.
It's her second. No major foul trouble for the Wildcats, and now another turnover and a run out for Hull. Kiernan also with 3 fouls, made the wise decision just to let Peyton go.
Be trying to get the ball to Chambers here. Let her work in the paint.
Feely with the dribble, the spin into the paint, the floater, and another Doherty foul, and Feely to the free throw line.
Feely's been excellent today, just getting to her spot, but it's not the end of the world to foul her at just a 66% free throw shooter.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Feely today.
Definitely a little handsy there from Doherty.
So Doherty, the back-to-back fouls now with 3. Check back out, a quick breather for Chavez is back in. Feely good on the first. What you'll see with these teams in the WAC, you're going to have your top scorer, you're going to have your second player. It's when you start getting deep in your roster, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. And that's what Southern Utah has. They've lacked that maybe the last few years, but they're showing that. Feely is evidence of that this year for the Thunderbirds. Over 10 points a game. That was 16 today. Troxel cut off by Feely. It's a cutting Peyton Hull. Peyton has got to the rim today. She's only had 1 3-point attempt all day long. Still with 16. Nice extra step, Doman, and a Troxel foul.
Yeah, that was smart from Doman there. Troxel was ready to draw that charge, but then she did a little Euro step, put it in. She's going to get 2 free throws.
That's her second, team foul number 3.
Yeah, just a little extra step had Emma out of position. Doman at the line. You could add Doman to that list of just those second-tier players who are playing big this year. 7.5 points a game, but she leads the team in blocks, leads the team in steals. Just a handsy on-ball defender with the length that she has, her wingspan. Gets deflections, creates turnovers.
Yeah, 38% three-point shooter.
44 makes on the year. 14 of those are three. Hull again. It's a mismatch for Peyton right now. And the preseason WAC player of the year is feeling it.
The more she can get to the drive, get to her right hand, the more her three ball will start to open up. Hasn't shot it super well this year, and another Southern Utah turnover.
Roman the steal. Hull a three in transition. Troxel and O-board, put it on. And another Tracy Mason timeout. ACU is absolutely cooking on the home floor. 12 of the first 15 here in the second half. It's a 23-point spread for the Wildcats here in Abilene. ACU by 23, and it could be a lot worse if Brooklyn Feely wasn't playing as well as she is. Half of Southern Utah's points at this point.
She's been great in the paint. They just have to get somebody else involved. Obviously, Urich in foul trouble. Chambers just with 7 points in 25 minutes. I mean, ACU's done a great job of limiting everybody but Brooklyn Feely.
Ava Urich with 4 fouls. She only has 11 minutes of game time today. Been in foul trouble ever since the first quarter. Chambers with 7, but also 6 turnovers. This Wildcat defense has now forced 17. They've turned it into 24 points off of those 17 turnovers. Anderson on a backdoor cut. It's a block this time. Troxel couldn't believe it. Anderson will get to the free throw line.
Might have been in the restricted area right there. I did think she was set, but watch the replay here.
Yeah, a little deep. Good call.
Yeah.
Inside the restricted area. So Denver Anderson, the 6'1" sophomore, Mount Zion, Illinois.
Emma Doherty.
She'll make the first. She's a good free throw shooter, 72% coming in. Gets her first point here today. Of course, this is the first of 3 meetings between ACU and Southern Utah, this triple round robin. The only meeting here in Abilene. The Wildcats have to go to Cedar City twice in the next 6 weeks. 2 weeks from today, January 31st, and then again in late February. Chavez, her first from deep today.
Great pick and pop there. Davis knew exactly where she was going with that one.
How good has Natalia been the last 10 days?
I mean, it's just amazing how good of a three-point shooter she is.
Meredith Mays, this is the 3rd game in a row. Meredith out of the lineup. Chavez has started all 3. All she's done is score 16 and 20. There's a nice finish here by Feely. Chambers with the assist. Davis right back, her first 2 today.
I mean, just way too easy. You get your 7th point of the quarter, and then 10 seconds later, you give up an uncontested layup.
Davis also 3 assists, no turnovers from the senior point guard. Kiernan works on Groman. Backdoor cut, this one knocked away, and last touched by Doman on its way out.
This defense is just swarming. 18 turnovers now. There's still 3:35 left in the 3rd quarter.
Woodson and Doherty back in. Also Hassan, Bella Hassan, I thought played a nice first half for Tracy Mason.
Absolutely.
First time we'll see her in the second half. Ashley Banks also back on the floor. Doherty between the legs dribble and the kick to Woodson. She'll go to work on Banks. And 3-second violation. Doherty was camped out trying to make her move, and they'll call it 3-second. Southern Utah continues this road trip. They'll make their way home before back in Orem on Thursday. Take on Utah Valley. Tough catch for Banks. That's just a tough angle on a low bounce pass that Banks has a difficult time collecting.
That's their 7th turnover of the quarter. Still 3 minutes to go.
Groman with the size advantage. Chavez up and under with the left. Put Tolly in double figures. She's the 4th Wildcat to get there. She's got 11.
Like I said earlier in the game, she's at her best when she can score at all 3 levels. It opens up her amazing 3-ball.
And I would say we haven't seen much of the put it on the hardwood and get to the rim as much as we have today. She's very reliant on the 3. She's hit 4 in each of the last 2 games, but today it's been all downhill. Chambers a pull up from 15. Banks the O board. Chambers again. Strong this time, and Doherty clears.
Looking for a foul, didn't get it.
Not many second chance opportunities today. Just 2 points for Southern Utah on second chance. Clear it out for Woodson. And a foul as she collects after the offensive rebound.
Did that hit rim?
Don't think it did. Shot clock didn't reset, but the foul will reset it to 30. No.
Is that not a travel then?
No, hit backboard.
Oh, that's right.
Hit
That's
backboard,
right.
but not rim.
Okay.
A kiss on the backboard will give her a chance to get her own rebound. Doherty works on Banks, collects, gets it off the glass, and good.
Banks has 4 inches on her, and yet Doherty wants the ball in her.
That's a
1v1.
That's a confident move by Doherty. As you mentioned, 4 inches shy, but Doherty's going to be asked to play big here with the absence of Meredith Mays. Gets a shot here. She gets a foul. That's her 4th.
That's her 4th. Team foul number 5.
That will get Jordan Coleman off the bench for the first time today. Coleman, the 6'2 junior, the transfer from Triton Community College.
And also re-entering for Southern Utah, number 20, Emily.
Here's Ashley Banks, the senior from Boise, Idaho. The lone senior on this roster, Ashley Banks. Plays her 85th game today for Tracy Mason and the Thunderbirds. And a 1-for-2 trip. And it's crazy, Casey, to look at the scoreboard. 27-point spread. A game Southern Utah led at the end of the first quarter.
It's a 1-point game, and here we are now.
Woodson works on Skoltis. Gets her own. Knocked out of her hands. It will stay with the Wildcats.
If I was Coach Goodenough, this would be an opportunity to set my starters as long as I could. You don't get them a lot of rest and whack play. You play a lot of close games. If you could get them off their feet for ideally the rest of the game, that would be huge.
ACU does have the open date on Thursday. Just one game next week. Here back at home versus Tarleton. Coleman on Banks, too strong. ACU only leaves Texas 2 more times. They have the 2 trips to Cedar City. They go back to St. George 1 more time. They don't have to go back to Orem, don't have to go back to Riverside. Road games at UTA and Tarleton, but the travel will certainly thin out over the last 6 weeks.
Everybody's so spread out on this conference. It's a huge advantage for ACU.
Well, I talked to assistant coach Yannick Denson prior to the game today. Of course, they played in Riverside on Thursday. Could not get out of town until Friday morning. So they were up and out of the hotel by 5 a.m. yesterday morning. Did not get back to Abilene until 3:30 yesterday afternoon. So a hefty day of travel yesterday. You wondered if the legs would be weary with a tough game on Thursday and the travel yesterday, but it's been quite the opposite of that thought. Final full possession of the third. Coleman a handoff. Woodson works with Coleman. And a jump ball. Possession will stay with the Wildcats. 3 on the shot clock.
First jump ball of the game, I think. Where are they going?
Banks playing tough defense on the inside, forces the jump ball.
She's had a nice little 4-minute stretch here.
They cleared the shot clock. It should go back to, I thought it would go back to 3, and it does.
There we go.
It wasn't a change of possession, even with the jump ball. So just 3 on the shot clock.
Look for some sort of down screen to find an open shooter.
Trying to find Woodson, and the ball was still active. The officials stopped the play while the ball was still active.
The clock shouldn't have stopped until it crossed the sideline. I think they're going to look to see how much time is on.
Really, I don't think it should have ever started. I don't think there was a touch.
That's a good point.
So the clock never should have started. However, the ball was still active. Should have let the play finish out before the review.
And we have a timeout for an officials review.
Officials will take a look at this. Again, I don't think that inbounds pass was ever touched. The clock did start, which it should not have done. But on the flip side of that, Aaron Woodson's still trying to run it down in the backcourt. So it might all be, we'll just reset everything and do it again, and that's what it looks like we're going to do. That's an advantage for the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Should have been a turnover in the backcourt. So 3 on the shot clock. Groman on the baseline from 10. And the Thunderbirds will get one final look here in the third quarter.
Or will they?
3 left side, left short by Kiernan. And that's how the third quarter will come to an end. ACU for back-to-back quarters have outscored Southern Utah by 13. They've got a 25-point lead. We'll head to quarter number 4 in Abilene. Ten minutes left here in Abilene. ACU in cruise control. They're up by 25 as we start the fourth quarter. Andy Penny alongside Case and Higgins. And we're just looking at a breakdown of what's going on today. Wildcats, it's all been defensive, and they've cashed that in. Points off turnovers, 26-2.
I mean, coming in, we were talking about the bench points, and those are even, but I think bench points kind of get canceled out when you're plus 24 points off turnovers. Feely's been great for Southern Utah, and then, of course, Peyton Hull been fantastic.
Ava Urick, the foul trouble again. Ava has only played 11 minutes. 4 fouls, 4 points. She'll start this fourth quarter. Not sure what kind of dent Southern Utah can put in this 25-point spread. Urick well short on a 3. Can't fault Ava for trying to get some shots up. Just try to get some offensive momentum. For a Southern Utah team, again, who leads the WAC in scoring, 76 a game. They're only halfway there, 3 quarters in.
Tarleton State held them to just 55 on Thursday. I wonder maybe if there's some kind of code that's been cracked, or maybe just a little bit of weak performances.
Tough catch, Troxel, a turnover for the Wildcats. ACU with 4 in double figures, Hull with 18, Woodson 13, Troxel 13, Chavez with 11. Feely is the only Thunderbird in double figures with her 18. Feely closing in on a career high. 21 is that career high number.
Back-to-back air balls on threes. Just trying to force shots that aren't there.
Bree Davis, 4 assists, no turnovers at the point guard spot. 7 assists on Thursday, her third 7-assist game. Gets a step here on Hassan, missed the shot though.
Did the hard part.
Yep. And another hustle play, deflection and a steal.
It's 20 turnovers now for the Thunderbirds.
One side defense, the other side offense. Emma Troxel the three.
Emma Troxel is the spark that this team needs always. They didn't necessarily need the spark today as they're up by almost 30 points, but sometimes she's who comes in and turns this game on its head.
I almost like to call her the trash man. She just does all the little things.
I like it.
The stat packer in so many ways. Defensive rebound here. Her point production has really tailed over the last month, so it's good to see her in double figures today. She's got 16. It's her 9th double-figure game, but only the 3rd in the last 12. But again, you're asking Emma to do some of the dirty work. Team leader in charges. She's playing that 5 position, probably undersized at the 5, but playing the 5. 16 points today. Hassan fouled here. Free throws for the Thunderbirds.
Number 5, Brianna Davis. That's her second. Team
Foul on Davis will send Hassan to the line.
For the Wildcats, Jasmine Stone.
Southern Utah looks like they'll finish this first third of conference play at 3-3. But let's remember here, Kaysen, it was just a few months ago. They were picked last in the WAC in the preseason standings. So they have exceeded expectations 6 games in. And still a lot of upside for this Thunderbird team.
And they started 3-0.
Yep. They protect the home floor so very well. It took California Baptist overtime to beat them in Cedar City. ACU has never won in Cedar City. They have to go there twice. So there's still plenty of hoops left for this Thunderbird team. 1 for 2 trip for Hassan. She's up to 4. Woodson, her second 3.
Defense gets a little complacent when you've only shot 8 threes coming into the 4th quarter. She got a little bit more space than she usually does, and another Southern Utah turnover.
The Wildcats 5 for 9 from 3, 56%. And that was the stat case in preparation for today that just blew my mind. ACU is last in the WAC in 3-point field goal percentage. That's a Julie Goodenough staple. Last in the WAC, and here they are closing in on 5-1. If the 3-point shot gets going, you better look out.
And they've also taken 475 threes coming into the game. They just shoot a whole bunch of them compared to most teams.
That stat won't go away anytime soon. That's a Julie Goodenough staple. Urick downhill. Oh, the rim unkind. Second chance. Pop. Too short.
She plays with a whole lot of confidence, but I think that kind of summarizes how today has gone for them. Just a shot that was 3 inches in and rolls out.
Hall now downhill. Put it in and a foul. Peyton Hull's got 20.
So impressive off the dribble, the triple threat. Watch it back here at the top of the key. Goes right, use the left hand. So impressive.
Her 22nd game now in her career of 20 plus. Of course, a 1,000-point score already. She did that early this year in her junior campaign. Would have done it last year as a sophomore, but missed 13 games with a broken hand. Foul on the inside. If it's Doherty, her day is done.
I think it's Troxel.
That's Emma's 4th.
That's her 4th in the game. That's team foul number 2 on the last.
So reach in, caught the wrist.
I think that's just about the only thing ACU has to feel not great about today. A little too much fouling.
Jump ball, possession facing the Wildcats. Southern Utah's lowest scoring output this year was 47. Colorado State held Southern Utah to 47. Again, ACU on the year undefeated when they hold their opponent to 60 or less. 13-0 in that category. Looks like that might move to 14 today. Morgan Triguero in for the first time here in the second half. She wears number 11. Behind the back dribble, downhill. Urick, step back. Rim unkind again.
I mean, that's a low percentage shot. Just great defense from ACU to force the best player on the floor to take that shot.
Doherty works on Feely. And a rough pass. Not the person you want to hit when you throw a bad pass as your head coach, Julie Goodenough.
Yeah, she didn't look too pleased about that one hitting her knee.
Jordan Coleman and Natalia Chavez.
Southern Utah, another scoring drought of 2.5 minutes. Down the baseline with a step, well short, whistle, and a foul call. It's an offensive foul to charge.
I think Chavez might have taken an elbow to the head there.
Get another look here. Down the baseline, Triguero.
Oof.
Still down, trying to collect herself, Natalia Chavez. I believe case in the 4th charge taken today by ACU.
It's a point of emphasis, clearly.
Stoppage in play here gives us a chance to look around the WAC. There's the rest of the WAC scoreboard today. All 3 games in the state of Texas today. And look at UT Arlington, who started 0-4 in conference. They've got a 15-point lead on Utah Valley in the 4th quarter. Good game going on in Stephenville as well. Utah Tech, they could use a win. Tarleton State coming off the win versus Southern Utah. But Utah Tech right now a 4-point lead. So the visiting team, they're in the Trailblazers with that lead. A lot of parity in this league. You're starting to see some separation between the top 2, California Baptist and ACU, but triple round robin, a lot of basketball still to go.
Absolutely. Just 27 points for Utah Valley in the 4th quarter.
Chavez makes her way to the bench under her own power. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Tolly just took a elbow to the head. She's getting tended to. You can see there in the top portion of the screen, and she looks to be okay. Foul on Feely as Jordan Coleman now in at the 5 position. Deflected out of bounds. Stay with the Wildcats. The under 5 timeout here in the 4th quarter. ACU in control, a 32-point lead, closing in on 5-1 in WAC play. ACU by 32, 5 minutes to go today. Peyton Hull has 21 to lead the way. With more on Peyton, we send it courtside with Taylor Harrison. Taylor?
So as we see, Peyton Hull has had another very strong performance this afternoon. She's now scored 10 or more points in 38 of the last 39 games. And earlier this season, she was titled as the fastest player in program history to reach 1,000 career points. That consistency is a big reason she continues to be such a problem for opposing defenses and just essentially push them more towards the win every time. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I think Peyton's got a chance, Casey, before it's all said and done, to hit the 2,000-point mark.
Absolutely. That is if they're not up by 30 every game and she can't play.
Minutes might be thin. Still on the court here, a Woodson foul.
Foul called on the Wildcats on Erin Woodson. That's her first. Team foul number 3.
And you'll see, I think, here in the last 5 minutes, Julie Goodenough is going to empty the bench a little. So we'll see Bree Riley, the freshman, for the first time. Where's number 11, the 5'5" freshman. Molly Doherty also back in, number 0. Jasmine Stone at the point guard spot. There's Natalia Chavez. She looks to be okay. Took the elbow to the head earlier on the charge call, but she's back on the bench. She's smiling. So had to knock the cobwebs off, I think, more than anything. Three to Aguero, left side.
That is her calling card. She's now over 50% on the season from three. That's only their second made three of the game as well.
And Morgan now with 29 field goals on the year. 23 of the 29 have been from three.
She knows what she's good at.
Only the second three as a team for Southern Utah. They're 2 for 14. Chambers leaves this short. Stone has it, and a Chambers foul.
That's Chambers' game, getting to that elbow. It was open, just left it a little bit short.
And Chambers has yet to score here the second half. Urick has not scored in the second half either.
Team foul number 4. It'll be ACU ball.
Brooklyn Feely has checked out. Her day might be done. It's been a nice day for Feely with 18 points on 7 of 11 shooting. We'll see Olivia Malafu for the first time. Love this lineup. You got 4 freshmen on the floor. You're seeing the future of ACU in the last few minutes. And Jordan Coleman, the junior college transfer, chance for a 3-point play.
If ACU can get some consistent scoring from her off the bench, it's going to be awesome for them to keep their starters off the floor just a little bit longer, because this WAC schedule gets longer and longer as you get into the year.
The entry from Groman, the finish by Coleman, the foul on Malafu. Urick will clear the board. It's a freshman class that was highly touted when they made their appearance here on the ACU campus. Of course, the Doherty sisters from South Carolina. Bree Riley, nearly a 3,000-point scorer in her high school career, 5'5". Lightning in a bottle at the point guard spot. Riley Groman, the local product. An assist for Riley, another finish for Coleman.
It was really good ball movement right there from Riley. Got to get back on defense, though.
Malafu the other way. And that will keep Southern Utah from their lowest point total of the year, now with 48. As Taylor told you in the pregame, ACU is undefeated on the home floor. It's winners of 10 this year, 10-0 on the home floor, now 16 in a row at Moody Coliseum. Choguero, another 3, hit one earlier in the quarter. And Utah Valley has to come here twice. California Baptist has to come here twice. A few of the teams on the top side of the conference in the preseason have to make 2 trips. Coleman again. Coleman closing in on a new season high. He's got 6. Urick back-to-back trips. Hit on the last trip. Left this one short.
See if they go back to Coleman for some more bully ball.
Doherty left side. Got it to go.
The Doherty twins have so much upside, just freshmen. It'll be really fun to watch them.
A substitution timeout here for both teams to get new players on the floor. A 34-point lead for ACU. Here's what's ahead for the Thunderbirds back on the road on Thursday at Utah Valley, a team that Southern Utah beat the first time they played on their home floor. They'll make their trip to Orem on Thursday. Then a home stretch for the Thunderbirds, Utah Tech, UT Arlington. And 2 weeks from today, ACU makes one of their first 2 return trips to Cedar City. Speaking of the Wildcats, they'll get a much-needed breather on Thursday. No midweek this week. Tarleton State, who's already been here once, will be back a week from today. And then that Utah trip, where they'll hit both St. George and Cedar City. And then the first appearances of Utah Valley and California Baptist here in Abilene. Triple round robin schedule. Urick, boy, just cannot find the bottom of the net. Banks an offensive rebound. She's fouled. And I believe Emma Doherty is just fouled out. As Banks had the offensive rebound.
Might not see it on the stat sheet, but Emma Doherty played a great game today. Her length defensively caused a lot of problems for Southern Utah.
She will finish 2 points, 3 rebounds in 17 minutes. That 17 minutes might be a season high in minutes played. Banks at the line again. I love the Ashley Banks stories. The players who stay with one program now in this transfer portal era, I'll root for the kids that stick with the coach that recruited them, and that's what Ashley Banks has done.
It can feel easy to hop from college to college, but she stuck with it, so gets consistent playing time. It is important for this team.
Wide open jumper, Hassan, no good, and Amy Flippin has the board. Your biggest takeaway from today for the Wildcats?
If they can force this many turnovers, they are unbeatable, but also if they shoot this efficiently from three as an offensive foul is called, just 10 attempts, but if they can shoot 60%, I don't know who can beat them in this conference.
6 of 10 from deep, 29 points off of turnovers today. 23 Southern Utah turnovers. A team that only averages 14.5, Southern Utah, with 23 today. Aguero, her second 3 today.
I'm curious as to why she didn't get more playing time today. They needed offense in a hurry, and that's exactly what she provides. Now she has 24 made threes and 46 attempts.
Riley works on Hassan. Hassan got a touch. Riley recollects. And Urick one more rebound. Ava's day is going to end right now with 6 points, 3 rebounds. Getting foul trouble all day for the junior. Just couldn't get it going. Riley now the loose basketball and a jump ball. Keep it with Southern Utah.
Looks like a foul to me. Hassan was over her neck to get that one. Obviously doesn't matter, not much time left, but these minutes are important for these freshmen. They get a chance to prove themselves, but also just a chance to play a little bit this season in WAC play.
A game that Southern Utah led at the end of the first quarter. ACU outscores Southern Utah by 13 in the second, 13 in the third. And outscored Southern Utah by 5 right now here in the fourth. It's the foul on Flippin and Doman at the line. Feely will be the only Thunderbird to finish in double figures with the 18. 4 in double figures again for the Wildcats, led by Peyton Hulls, 21. Woodson 16, Troxel 16, Chavez with 11. Dominant performance, especially defensively. ACU will move to 14-0 when they hold their opponents to 60 points or less. Your final score from Abilene, ACU 82, Southern Utah 54. The Wildcats now 14-5, 5-1 in conference play. Southern Utah drops to 11-7, and now 3-3. Defense to offense all day long for the Wildcats.
Absolutely, that full court pressure didn't work as well in the first quarter. They got to the second quarter. They forced almost double-digit turnovers. That led to all those points off those turnovers. They were getting to the rim, which opened up the 3-ball in the third quarter. I mean, you couldn't have written it better if you were Coach Goodenough.
The shot attempts from 3 might be the lowest all year, just 10 3-point shot attempts, but that tells you what the game plan was today. We are quick with the dribble. Let's put it on the hardwood. Let's get to the rim. And they did. They finished at the rim. 52 points in the paint today. Just a dominant attack offensively for ACU.
And you wouldn't think right away that going to the paint is smart, but it worked for them. The 2 leading rebounders in the WAC are on the team, but it did not matter.
Peyton Hall is courtside with Taylor Harrison. Taylor, take it away.
Hey guys, so this has been a fantastic game, obviously, as we can see, but this was y'all's 15th consecutive win here at Moody. What is it about playing here in Abilene that just makes it so much fun, so much enjoyable? The energy, what is it?
I mean, obviously the atmosphere, the fans, the student section here, it makes it just really fun to play here, and I think our saying is protect Moody Court, and I think we've executed that really well.
Yes, absolutely. And then also, the first quarter there was like, it started a little bit slow, it was a little more intense, and then y'all's momentum just took off. What was it that was the team, what got y'all to this extreme lead that you ended up with?
Coach Goodenough said defensively we didn't start out good, and I think the second half, the second quarter, we went out strong. Defensively we executed really well, didn't allow the points that they wanted, and I think we did that pretty well.
Y'all did it very well. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Let's get the win today. Julie, good enough to join us here. Coach, you're now 14-0 when you hold your opponent to 60 points or less. 29 points off of 23 Southern Utah turnovers. The defense was so impressive today.
Well, thank you. I thought our first quarter was very concerning. We didn't look like we had legs. We didn't have urgency on defense. And then our starters in the second quarter, they just turned it on. And I thought they played really good team defense. And then the way we came out to start the third quarter was, kind of an exclamation point. And so really, credit the aggressiveness of that starting lineup in the second and the third quarters.
You get your balance of scoring today. Peyton with 21, 16 apiece for both Emma today and Aaron, and then Natalia in double figures again. But you didn't do it from the three-point line today. It felt like it was attack. Let's get to the rim. 50 points in the paint today.
Yeah, I thought we did a great job breaking our girl down and getting in the paint. And we work on that all the time. I mean, those are the highest percentage shots, and our players did a really good job reading the defense, taking what they gave them. And you mentioned Emma. This might have been Emma's best all-around game of the season today. I thought she played really smart, really hard. She was looking to go score. We need her to be confident to go take double-digit field goal attempts. And today she was just super efficient on offense.
You're 6 games into this triple round robin schedule. Give me an assessment of how you're feeling one time through.
Yeah, I'm just so glad this is our bye week. I feel like we need a break. We flew back from California yesterday and didn't work out until 5 o'clock. Yesterday was just such a long day, and everybody in the league has those where they're away on Thursday, home on a Saturday. You've got at least one of those, and now we've got that one out of the way. I think our longest trip, the Utah Tech, Utah Valley trip, longest trip we have, that one's out of the way. So I feel really good about looking forward to what we've got the next few weeks. But yeah, we're a third of the way through WAC play, and I like how our team is playing. They're winning different ways. We've got different players stepping up, and just really, really credit our team for believing in the scouts, believing in our game plan, really believing in each other as well.
No doubt. You did it today. A 28-point victory. Julie, good enough. Thanks for the time. Congratulations on the win. 82-54. The Wildcats get the win. We send it upstairs. Zion and Josiah with our post-game report. Guys.
Thanks, Andy. 82-54, a dominating win for Abilene Christian. My name is Josiah Winnell alongside Zion Webb. And we talked about it at halftime. It was kind of a back-and-forth matchup, but then all of a sudden ACU shut the door.
Yeah, ACU just keeping the foot on the throttle. They did big-time things today. And honestly, I can't think of a better team right now than the WAC. ACU is just busting on all cylinders right now.
5-1 in conference play, and they've looked really, really good throughout what we've seen. But specifically today, there were some statistics that really stood out to us. Let's take a look at those.
Yeah, obviously Peyton Hall with 21 big ones. You can't do anything about that. Emma Troxel, like Julie Goodenough just said, she did an amazing job today. I like what Andy said, the trash man, the garbage man, now all the little things right she does. She takes the charges, gets in people's face, all the nitty-gritty things. That's huge. And obviously, if you get Urick off her game and you get someone else to continue to try to dominate for Southern Utah, you see what happened today. Feely had a great game. Hopefully she can bounce back and continue to do this.
You heard it from head coach Goodenough right there in that interview. A concerning first quarter, but second and third quarter right there, 13 points respectively that ACU was able to outscore the Thunderbirds. A really competitive matchup right there. Anything else that you're looking forward to as you look forward? I mean, 2 weeks from this day, this is a rematch that we're going to see, but not here at ACU.
Looking at these standings, obviously a lot's going to change throughout the year because all these teams have to play each other 2 more times, 3 games for each of these teams. ACU moving up, and that's just been that dominance recently. 4 games winning in a row, and Southern Utah, they're still in a good spot. They lost their last 3, and they're still in 3rd place. Man, Southern Utah, they have a tough stretch right now. They have to get back to the lab, but the good thing is they're just playing sloppy. That's something you can fix. Playing sloppy is something you can fix. Continue to keep the momentum going for them and try to bounce back from this tough stretch.
A little break here for ACU. January 24th against Tarleton Tarleton State will be the next time out for them. But again, 2 weeks from today is when Southern Utah and Abilene Christian will be the rematch. We'll head to the final highlights as we look at an 82-54 win for Abilene Christian over Southern Utah. An impressive matchup, but ACU pulling away with the win right here.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. There was really nothing I could say negative about the Wildcats today. Obviously starting off slow, but then just flipped that switch. And not many teams lose their star center and are out of their star center today. And then they also win the points in the paint by 2 times. And they stay active in the rebounds as well against a team that's #1 in the conference in rebounds. Come on, man. This is an electric team, and we're seeing history here in a Wildcat uniform.
The defense was incredible as well. 29 points off turnovers versus just 2 from Southern Utah. What an incredible day on the defensive side for Abilene Christian.
Yeah, I'll tell you, defensively, they just did some special things. I have no idea what happened to this team. We know they're first in the conference in defense, but keeping a Southern Utah team that is dominant offensively to just 54 points, and a lot of those are just charity points after all the starters came out of the game. You cannot be upset if you're Julie good enough. This team is on all high horses right now.
52 points in the paint, good defense. That is a recipe for success. Once again, 82-54 ACU over Southern Utah. My name is Josiah Winnell. That is Zion Webb. We're going to send it back down to Andy. ACU with the win.
Thanks, guys. Case and dominant performance today.
Absolutely. Lots of turnovers, lots of points in the paint. These 2 teams fought hard in that first quarter, and then it was all ACU from there.
82-54, our final from Abilene. The Wildcats move to 5-1 in conference. Southern Utah falls to 3-3. This has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games are airing live and streaming on the ESPN app. For the entire team, Kason Higgins, Taylor Harrison, Zion Webb, Josiah Winnell, and the ACUTV crew led by Tyler Hatfield, I'm Andy Penny. Take care. So long from Abilene.